In the most recent episode of Happily Ever After, little Edward accused Liz of being a lesbian, ruined their engagement party, and practically called off their wedding, you guys.
He's dumb.
Throughout the season, Liz has done the most to try and convince the audience that she's the happiest she's ever been in this relationship with Ed.
I've never been happy the way that I'm happy now.
Good.
Blink twice if you feel you're in danger.
Yeah, I bet. You look happy. This girl looks like she's aged about 10 years since being with Ed. Can't really be surprised, though. I'm sure banging out the Mucinex guy put some mileage on your health.
Uh-oh.
You, as well as I've been, had known that Liz and Ed have inflicted damage on each other in the past. That is something that is actually admitted by both of them on Happily Ever After. What isn't admitted is that Liz tried to cancel him from the network. Right now, in preparation for her engagement party, Liz is getting her makeup did by her friend Tawny and this girl with the worst arm sleeve I've seen in a minute.
So today's the big day. It's our engagement party. And I'm excited to meet people on Ed's side that I've never met before.
I'm actually really curious who's going to be there from Ed's side because he already broke up with his best friend Rich in the park. Not to mention both his daughter and mom hate Liz, so I highly doubt they're going to show up to the function.
Poor Ed's gonna look so short to me with my shoes. And
It's like the first step to like the beginning of a long
it's the first
journey.
Yeah, it's the first.
Why did you say long journey like that? Yeah, I bet Ed's going to look short next to you. This dude's already 4'11" when you're not wearing heels.
I want to show people that Ed and I are in love and what we have is real.
Oh, for sure. So y'all are trying to save face and prove to the world that you're a legitimate couple. What do we think in the comments below, class? Not the best reason to stay in a relationship, no? You can tell from the way that Ed treats Liz that if she wasn't so available, he wouldn't be with her. He just needs someone to go on the show with him. I bet you $10,000 if Rosemary Vega called him up right now and said, I want you back, Ed, he would drop Liz like a hot potato. Liz says to the audience, an engagement party was never talked about in my other two marriages. I got married at the age of 19 straight out of high school. My second marriage was just a joke. We were in Vegas and walked into the courthouse. Interesting she classified her second marriage as a joke but glorifies this relationship with Ed. We like spilling tea in our videos. Let's see what her ex-husband had to say when she got back together with Ed. She was staying in my house for the length of her breakup with Ed. She wanted me to buy her a ring. She wanted a carat ring. It took them less than a week of talking to each other for them to be engaged. It's all for fame. They're both equally as desperate. Tea, anyone? The ex goes on to say, I was married to Elizabeth. She came back to me after they broke up. She lived with me for 6 months, wanted me to marry her again and propose to her. We got into a fight Friday, and the next Friday she was engaged to Ed. A lot of false narratives on this season of Happily Ever After, so make sure you subscribe to the channel because we always try to make sure the real story gets out there. Ed and I have really had to make sacrifices on both ends, but I feel like I found my true love. Definition for that, true love means that you have an unwavering, unbreakable, unparalleled fondness and devotion to your partner. Ed and Liz concerned, it seems like they have more of a conditional love situation because he wants her to drop a few pounds despite the way he looks.
He's definitely brought up the point of like past pictures of myself.
Imagine being built like a Voltorb from Pokemon and telling a girl that she should lose a couple pounds. Wow. Liz 100% needs to see a therapist if she's allowing Humpty Dumpty to make her feel insecure.
Out of all my family members, I think my mom's the most opinionated about me marrying Ed. My mom's issues with Ed has to do with age, and pretty sure there's more, but my mom and I haven't really sat down and talked about her issues. I'm not exactly that close to her.
In the previous episode of the show, Liz informed the audience that her grandparents primarily raised her because her mother was busy solely raising her brother because he has special needs. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, but I feel like the mother could have raised both children, and I would love to hear her side of the story because a lot of times when Liz and Ed narrate it from their point of view, it's hearsay, right? Because there's their side of the story, there's the mom's side of the story, and then there's the truth. There's always three sides to every story. Ed communicates to the audience that his relationship with his daughter and his mom is on shaky ground right now, but it would be so hella chill if they showed up to his engagement party.
I want to believe that deep down inside they know how important this is to me, and maybe they'll come. They could see Liz and I interacting and that it is really love.
Oh, bet. I'm sure watching y'all interact is really gonna change their mind. Ed's entire family, as well as the audience, can tell that this relationship between Ed and Liz is just trauma bonding over the pain that they inflicted on each other. And I believe it was Luke Skywalker that said, if the pyramids were built on a shaky foundation, foundation, they wouldn't be up today. Liz says, Ed and I have broken up 8 times, so a lot of Ed's friends and family are not supportive of our relationship. Rich is not invited to the engagement party, but Ed's mom and daughter, we'll see if they come. Her frustration about Ed's family and friends not liking her is a bit misplaced because he's the one that talks shit about her to his family and friends, so I feel like she should get mad at him about that. Anyways, out with the bad vibes, in with the good, because it's sunset in sunny San Diego, and Liz and Ed are on the way to their engagement party. I'm genuinely curious what Ed said to her before they walked into the engagement party, because it looks like Liz is not in a good mood. He probably said something like, you would have looked better in that dress a year ago because you're fat. When Liz and Ed walk into their engagement party, they're greeted by the most random collection of people I've ever seen in my life. There's only one dude I recognize from this sea of people, and that's this guy, and I call him Scooter Fuck because he's the guy that sold Ed all his Vespas. Ed even featured him in an unedited YouTube video where he talks about scooters for 15 minutes straight. And y'all wanna hear the funniest part? Scooter Fuck goes for a high five and Ed leaves him hanging. The disrespect.
Feels so good to be in a room full of people that support us.
And I'm getting a little nervous because there's a lot of people here.
Wow, what a good turnout for our engagement party. So many people came. We got our drapery lady, we got our real estate agent. After seeing Liz's friend that cared more about how her pictures turned out than Liz's feelings, I developed a theory that these two don't have any real friends. And then says to the audience that he looks like a mix of Danny DeVito and George Clooney.
So funny.
After a series of fake, somewhat forced conversations, Ed asked Liz if she's seen his mom and his daughter. Problem with Ed that I see is that he treats everyone in his life like a side character. I don't know why he expects his friends and family to show up to the function when he's complained about Liz to them about 8 times when they've broken up. I don't think he realizes how frustrating that is to give advice to someone for hours and then for them to continuously not take your advice.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, baby girl. Baby girl. Yes.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
Wow, this shade, Edward calling grandma mom because the mom wasn't very present in Liz's life. And from the annoyed look on the grandpa's face, he can tell that Ed's trying to stir the pot here. He even goes on to call Liz's mom mommy.
Mommy. Oh, I probably shouldn't say mommy, right? She's younger than I am.
Mind you, this is only the second time that Ed has met Liz's mom in real life, so I think it's very inappropriate to call her mommy, but dude is trying to get under everybody's skin right now. Not to mention Liz's mom hard disapproves of the age difference between Liz and Ed, so it makes the joke even funnier. And then says to Liz's family, none of my family is here, but I consider all of you family, and I promise I'm gonna take really good care of Liz. It seems like something you would be slightly ashamed of, right? The fact that your family didn't come to your engagement party, but as we can see from past seasons, Ed has no shame. Also, Edward, if we're gonna be technical about it, you should have said something on the lines of, I'm gonna be great to Liz this time because you broke up with her 8 times in the past.
She means the world to me, and I just want her to be.
You know, be so dope, Grandma, if you didn't get the napkin in the shot. Anyway, right now, Liz and her mom are having a sentimental moment.
You have taken care of her, and you have brought my baby girl back from a dark, dark place.
Ironically enough, Liz's mom actually gives Ed her blessing because he took her out of a dark place and supported her when she was down bad, and I feel like he took her into a deeper, darker place, if anything. You can tell that Liz's mom really cares about her daughter. Liz does look the happiest that she's ever been in her whole life in this relationship with Edward. Say what you want about Scooter Fuck, but he's a good dude, and he got Ed a dope gift for his engagement party. This horn is gonna go so hard on his Vespa. As the party was winding down, Liz and one of her guests got into a heated argument. Liz had the woman removed by security. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, but I'm confused why we're reading words on the screen when the film crew was hired to film this party. It seems sus that you had a fight of this magnitude. Liz kicked out a member of the party and y'all didn't catch that on film?
So the party's kind of wrapping up, and I see a friend of Liz grab her by the arm. I know her. She's a lesbian, and this looks like an emotional fight. It's the way that people who have been intimate look at each other.
Wait, so just because Liz's friend is a lesbian and they got into an argument, Ed's assuming that they have a romantic relationship? What the ass? Every season the Mucinex man is on, he tries to project his insecurities onto whatever girl he's dating at the time, and if anyone was gonna cheat, I would assume it would be the guy that cheated on his pregnant wife. Ed proceeds to straight up ask Liz, were you in a relationship with her? Liz is taken aback and asks, seriously? Ed says, that's what it looked like to me. Then Liz replies, go f yourself and walks out of the bar. Wow, was Liz's reaction here a bit excessive? Absolutely, but we don't know what he said to her off camera. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that Liz appears to be drunk as a skunk and Ed looks slightly buzzed. The girlfriend of the supposed lesbian that tried to flirt with Liz and disrupt their relationship actually posted this on Reddit. The real tea about the engagement party, y'all, I cannot with how this was portrayed. So my girlfriend is the girl in question here. We were getting ready to leave, so my girlfriend was hugging Liz goodbye and Liz looked like she was going to cry, so my girlfriend looked at her and said, hey, are you good? Do you need to talk? And had her hands on her arm. Then I walked up and made an inside joke we've had within our friend group, and Liz lost it. She started yelling at me and my girlfriend, and I were like, Liz, it's a joke, it's a joke. So we start going back to our group to get our stuff because, again, we were already leaving anyway, and she kicked us out. Bitch, please, we were already leaving. They kept calling my girlfriend all night, and Ed was harassing her, trying to accuse them of having a relationship, and my girlfriend was just like, I'm not here to be used for whatever plot or narrative you think is here. It was really exhausting, and my girlfriend was never, ever attracted to Liz, period. Oh, I'm so heated. I was shaking watching that, but I did catch a glimpse of me and my bestie at the bar, so that was cool, LOL. Oh, that explains why they didn't film it. Don't worry, guys. I won't tell anyone. Anyways, Liz runs out of the restaurant, and Ed hobbles after her.
When Liz and I broke up, she had told me that I had hurt her so bad that she would want to be with a woman.
To be fair, dating Ed seems like a traumatic experience. I don't think it's necessarily about dating a specific gender as opposed to dating someone that treats you like an equal partner, which is something he doesn't do.
It's done. He thinks that, like, I'm gonna sleep with a girl or guy.
All this shows is that we were right and Ed doesn't really love Liz because instead of worrying about her well-being, he's more focused on painting her in a bad light to the audience.
I can't even stay out past 11 p.m. without his permission.
So Liz has a curfew, and in a previous episode, she made a comment about Ed acting like her dad. If you got daddy issues and you pick a guy that's not a good dad, that's on you.
I'm done. He's a piece of he's so insecure. He doesn't believe in himself, which is the most pathetic piece of that I've ever known.
Where is she going?
Liz on the loose! This scene is iconic, especially because she's wearing the white dress, she's crossing the street, bad-mouthing him the entire time. Liz is power walking down the streets of San Diego, and the cameramen are keeping pace. It's nice to see them do their job for once. Then Edward calls one of the producers and says, Douglas, can you please hand the phone to Liz? She's not answering the phone when I call her. And Douglas says, okay, bet. So he hands the phone to Liz, and Ed proceeds to try and convince her that this entire situation is her fault.
Liz, you're ruining the entire evening for your mom, for your grandma. You are out of control. You're drunk.
Shut the up.
Oh yeah, that was a moist dig, bringing up the family for no reason and trying to convince Liz that she ruined their night as well for a fight that you started at. It's October, I'm assuming we're all watching true crime shows right now. What about how his fiance is walking down the street drunk in San Diego? Not alone because the film crew's there, but still, I feel like any other guy would be like, babe, share your location. I want to come verify you're safe. His fight language is such dog water because he tries to make her feel as bad as possible before verifying that she's safe. And it just seems like he doesn't care.
You're drunk, and there was something going on there. She was getting physical with you.
No, she wasn't.
Something's going on there. You don't want to tell me what's going on. That's fine. I'm telling you right now, Liz, until I know everything I need to know about you, I can't marry you. I'm going to be honest.
Clap it up for Gaslight McGee over here. He's just doing what Angela's doing. They just keep repeating whatever false narrative they're trying to set with zero evidence to back up their claims. You know why this kind of shit is so frustrating as a viewer? Because we all want to get subbed in. We would say the craziest things to both Ed and Angela and make them actually cry, but their partners just take the abuse.
Contact Richard tomorrow. You're going to contact Tiffany. You're going to contact Norma and say, oh my God, you were so right about her.
Liz, leave the ring and pack your stuff and move out.
When she brought up Ed talking behind her back to her friends and family, she was asking for reassurance, but that just went so far over his head. Next thing you know, Ed says to Liz, Liz, I can't marry you anymore. And she takes off her engagement ring and puts it on the fence. I was feeling curious, so I looked up how much the ring costs on Google, and it says $13,000. So Dirty Mike and the boys are about to come up when they find this engagement ring. They might even be able to afford their own Prius. So Ed practically called off his engagement with Liz because her friend allegedly grabbed her arm at their engagement party. And Liz left the ring because even though it cost $13,000, it might as well have been a ring from a Cracker Jack box. It's not worth the disrespect that he's throwing her way, and she just doesn't care anymore. Liz is drunk walking home. The film crew offers to give her a ride back to the house, so she takes them up on that. She walks through the front door, and this is the first thing Ed says to her.
Liz, maybe you gotta go back with your grandma and grandpa.
Whatever.
I'm serious.
You got jealous over someone who was attracted to me.
Realistically, how do you expect this girl to not be in fight or flight mode if she doesn't feel safe in her own home, Ed? Y'all are living together last time I checked, and it's really messed up that you can kick her out whenever you pick a fight with her. Also, you want this girl to go stay with her grandma and grandpa in the middle of the night? Did I hear that right?
Liz, maybe you gotta go back with your grandma and grandpa.
Oh, so you don't care how that's gonna look to the grandparents of the girl that you supposedly love.
She was a lesbian that you were in a relationship with. She got physical with you.
When?
And you denied it. You
When?
You tell me. Liz, when we split up, you were both men and women. I don't want to argue with you anymore.
Show me proof.
That's a complete lie. Ed and Angela have a lot in common. They've turned 90 Day Fiancé into 90 Days of Absolute Cancer. Can't we get a normal couple like that show Love is Blind has? Like I said in my last video on Angela and Michael, they want to trigger us this season. They don't want to entertain us. Ed says, I'm tired of your dishonesty. I want to marry you, but I can't. Liz then cuts him off and says, you don't want to marry me because you can't, and then walks away. And I'm like, no, come back and finish what you were gonna say. Liz goes on to say to the audience that her and Ed have massive trust issues and she wouldn't invite anyone to their engagement party that she was romantically involved with because that would be mad weird. She also trusted that Ed wouldn't bring a sugar baby to their engagement party. Ed once again tries to convince Liz that she's bi, and then Liz finally stands up for herself and makes it clear that she is not bi. She likes dick and balls.
Are you a lesbian?
I have no physical attraction to any females, period. I am not attracted to anything but
I don't know what the Mucinex man isn't understanding about the fact that she loves glizzies and doesn't enjoy the bearded clams.
But the fact that you don't even come to bed anymore.
Oh, so he doesn't even come to bed anymore and he's trying to paint her as the cheater? We know what's going down. To be honest, the only thing that would surprise me about the situation is if the girl he's cheating with isn't a prostitute and he didn't have to pay for it, then I'd be surprised.
Liz, you're the one that got upset and walked away from the restaurant, left me stranded. You drink too much and you just start walking home.
Don't fight in front of the puppers. You got Teddy too stressed out because dad's gaslighting mom.
Why do you hang out with people you shouldn't hang out with?
I'm not hanging out with anybody.
Really sear this into your brain. This is the real Ed. This is the same version that came out when Rose told him to his face that he's not a good person.
Because you know what? You don't let me hang out with anybody.
Because they're all trashy.
Okay, but are you really able to call other people trashy when you make your money by going on trash TV? He's acting like he's the president of the yacht club or something. I don't know who he is to look down on other people when everybody looks down on him. Get it? Because he's really short? No, but he looked down on Rose and her entire family because they come from a completely different culture and walk of life than him. And now he's looking down on all of Liz's friends. Why are they trashy, Ed? And you know what really twists my titties about guys like this is that if you really think that her friends are trashy, then have enough balls to say it to their face. Don't talk about them behind their back like this. It's a bitch move.
Liz, I've spent years in management. My job has always been to read people,
Ed, you've been single
interview
for
people.
29 years and I'm still teaching you how to kiss. You don't know anything.
He doesn't know how to kiss. That was such a savage line. In addition to looking like an egg and gaslighting whatever girl he's with, he can't kiss. What an L. Also, how funny is it that he brought up his work history like, bro, this isn't a job interview. What the fuck? I'm not a trash human being because back in the day, I used to work in sales.
Liz, you're just mean. You're just mean.
I mean?
I don't want to be around you.
You're
'cause you're
insecure.
You're mean. You're saying meanful, hateful things to me. You call me fat. You tell me I have a small whatever.
You're saying mean, hateful things to me. You said I have a small cock. How funny is it that he's like a little 13-year-old throwing a temper tantrum? You're mean. You're really mean when you say these things. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. And you can tell by the way he's responding. You're radiating baby shrimp energy, bro.
Because you called me fat.
I never called you fat.
Yes, you did.
You're fat. You're fatty.
I have a sweet tooth. I'm overweight too.
You couldn't even fit into your. Am I overweight, Ed?
Liz, why are you using the
Am
F-word?
I overweight?
No. I've never called Liz fat. I'll drop positive hints.
Wait, what? You said you're overweight too, but then you said you never called her fat, but you saying I'm overweight too implies that she's also overweight. Dr. Yourwetsock prescribes that Ed becomes a eunuch so that women can sleep safer at night.
Why do you call me fat? Why do you make me insecure? Why, Ed? Why? And you are so
Liz,
attracted
you are showing
to
your
skinny
true
girls.
colors.
In short, Liz and Ed's relationship is a complete mess. I recommend that they get individual therapy and couples therapy. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment below, subscribe, leave your friend, follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.